And welcome back. Okay, so before I start reading this, I am really quickly going to see if I can see this video and see if I can like tap into a chat somehow. Okay, there's the live video. So if I click it, let's see, I would need it. Oh, there's the chat right there. Cool. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. All right. Okay. So now, if anybody's watching, you can feel free to chat now, and well, I'll see it, um, and maybe we can talk about stuff. Okay. Anyway. All right. So here we go. Chapter from Desire to Fire, Chapter 2, Taking Every Thought Captive. How do you enter a place of rest? Have you ever tried to sit down during quiet time in your place of prayer and a massive number of thoughts suddenly flood your mind? For example, you decide to think about Jesus, and without any warning, you start thinking about groceries you need to buy, laundry that needs to be washed, a phone call to make, a Facebook post to respond to, and the list just seems to go on and on. As these thoughts rapidly cross your mind, they can seem impossible to contain and grasp. As these, wait, I already said that, didn't I? As these thoughts are, yeah. And I won't lie, they are impossible to grasp. So let's do something about this and take control of these thoughts by making what was previously impossible possible. Imagine standing at the edge of a beautiful lake with calm, crystal clear waters, looking at a perfectly clear reflection of yourself. Below your feet are some small pebbles, so you can pick one up and toss it into the lake, right in the center of your reflection. Ripples begin to appear in the water, causing your reflection to slightly distort. You pick up a handful of pebbles and toss them in. All those pebbles create water ripples that are nothing short of absolute chaos. You could not see your reflection even if you tried. In fact, you would have no idea your reflection was even there. Each of these pebbles symbolizes your thoughts. So what happens when you stop tossing in pebbles? The waters become calm, and you can see your perfect reflection. This is the goal we are trying to achieve. When you hold a conversation with somebody, both of you can't speak at the same time, or you can't hear what the other person says. And so it is with hearing the voice of the Holy Spirit, which I will address later. If the pebbles, our thoughts, are turned down or off, we unlock the ability to hear from what the Lord is speaking to us. Now that we know what these thoughts are doing, we can take them captive and turn chaos into order. Imagine you were standing inside of a movie theater. Feel free to buy popcorn and other snacks. Choose a theater to enter and lock the door behind you. The theater has only one door, and you will notice that you are the only one in it. So go ahead and choose a seat and make yourself comfortable. I will, thank you. I'm going to take a drink of water too. The curtains are closed, and the lights are dimming. The curtains now open. The movie screen is blank, but an image suddenly appears on the screen. The image is you. As you intently observe this image on the screen, thoughts start rapidly flying across the screen. One after another, so many thoughts at once that it feels impossible to keep up with all of them. They're like continual handfuls of pebbles into the water, continual handfuls of pebbles tossed into the water. How can you gain control of all these thoughts? Well, if you look down at the cup holder, a remote is there. I know. Remote controls don't exist in theaters, but this theater has one. The remote has several buttons you can push with the usual functions, fast forward, rewind, stop, pause, and even slow motion. You push the slow motion button to slow down your thoughts. Now you can see what these thoughts are. Since they are moving so slowly, you can even choose one to intently focus in on. So go ahead and press the pause button now. now to freeze frame the picture on the screen. The result of this exercise allows you to actually grasp your thoughts from the perspective of an outside observer. Another method to help you is to imagine a round room in the shape of a dome. You are in the center of the room. This room has one door and a hallway that leads into it, which is thousands of light years long. Thoughts traveling at the speed of light are coming down the corridor. Since the hallway is so long, you can easily see the incoming thoughts so that you only need to handle one thought at a time. Imagine that an angel is placed as a guard at the door, and the angel is instructed to capture your thoughts and analyze each one. If the thought does not glorify God, the angel then casts that thought down, and if the thought does glorify God, the angel is then granted permission to forward it on to you. And you can then decide what to do with it. We'll talk more about this in the next chapter. This probably seems like a lot of hard work, and you might be thinking, seriously, Rich? Do you really think I have time to do all this work every time I want to hear from the Lord? That is a great question. And I'm here to tell you guys, I'm here to give you hope. This process of stillness and rest and taking thoughts captive is only one method of learning to control your thoughts. In the next chapter, I will show you a method that you can easily grasp in a matter of seconds. But for now, I want to encourage you that there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to understanding this method. You might wonder why I presented the difficult method first, but in later chapters, I will present more advanced methods of seeing in the Spirit that require you to understand and practice this aspect of rest as a prerequisite to the more advanced material. I will show you methods of both hearing and seeing in the Spirit in a matter of seconds in the following chapters. Even so, I encourage you to practice the method in this chapter to prepare you for what is coming later on in the book. So here's another method to visualize the application of taking thoughts captive. A sandbar in the ocean is the dividing point between the open ocean and the biggest wave that separates them. From the shore, you will see a few small waves, and as you go out further and further, the waves will continue to increase in size. You will eventually cross the largest wave before you arrive at the open ocean beyond the sandbar. The smallest wave symbolizes your ability to enter a state of silence with no thoughts or perhaps a single thought, such as focusing on Jesus for a couple of seconds. A larger wave might be 10 seconds, and then 30 seconds, then 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes. Where you are with your progress becomes your new starting point each time you return to practice. So once you reach 10 seconds, you can last 10 seconds every time. As you continue to practice, you will eventually make it over the sandbar where you will no longer have to strive to enter the state. Now, I have tested this and passed over the sandbar. It is so true and so incredible. With a single thought, you can enter right into a state of rest with hardly any effort at all. A single thought and boom, you are there. Combining Lake, the movie theater, the dome, and the waves is an excellent visual way to remember the application of how to take your thoughts captive and successfully enter into his rest. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop this stream, and then I'll be back on for chapter 3. Grace and peace, guys. Blessings.